So recently I posted, exclude no one from your love. Okay. And so, like, out of the woodwork, people start finding a way to discredit it. It's great. So it's like, oh, mean like Hitler, or you mean Mussolini, or you know, or this person who killed 47 million people, or just picking the most despicable, horrible, rapists, murderers, the most despicable people possible to prove that no, you should. There are certain people you should exclude from your love. Okay. So here is my response to you folks. If I were you, I wouldn't worry so much about the extreme uh, situation. So you think if you can come up with an exception, like, oh yeah, there are people that you should exclude your love from. Therefore, you're going to negate the whole point of the post. So you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay. So the bottom line is, why don't you start with the people in your world, the people you talk to and live with, people who you judge harshly and hate and have hostility towards, and harsh judgment towards. Why don't you start trying to not exclude them from your love? Why don't you try that exercise? Right? Try to open your heart. Try to see a smidgen of love in people you don't like, or whose behavior you don't like. Just try to expand your love to envelop as many people as you possibly can, and start with the ones who are closest to you. By the way, you might even want to start with your family members, because a lot of people on the planet, have a lot of love-hate relationships with their parents, their husbands, their wives, yeah, their children, friends. And so why don't you get rid of the hate part of that, and take the love part and let that kind of envelop everything else. Exclude no one from your love. Exclude those people you claim to love who you act in unloving ways towards. Stop doing that. Be more loving. Be more compassionate. Be more generous. Be more considerate. Be more gracious. Be more forgiving. Do that, okay? Exclude no one from your love in your immediate vicinity. If you get good at that, then we can go to, and then we can look at the other part of it, of the exercise of exclude even the incredible sinners and people you think are evil. And we can discuss that later, okay? Why don't you just do this assignment? Exclude no one from your love within your immediate sphere. People who aren't axe murderers, right, and rapists. People who just you don't like. And find a way to be gracious and loving and kind and generous, and overlook their flaws perhaps. Find a way to extend love in every aspect of your life as much as possible. It doesn't make you a sucker. It doesn't make you a loser. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. I've talked about this a lot, but I have no choice but to go over stuff and repeat a lot of the stuff that I've talked about. But bottom line is, survival of the fittest is no longer going to be the survival of those who you can beat over the head with a big stick. No, right now, yes, our world does seem to still be in that. As Trump plans or hopes to annihilate ISIS, and as we bomb Syria and bomb North Korea and this and that. Yeah, it does seem like the big stick policy works, but sooner or later we've got to do the swords into plowshares. Sooner or later we've got to figure out a way that does not resolve conflict. That ultimately that we have to open our hearts to tolerance and compassion and peace and love. I know that's like this idyllic utopian concept, but you're never going to get there unless you believe it's possible. So that's why each of us has to get our own house in order. That's why each of us has to be the most loving human being that we can possibly be, the best role model for others that we can possibly be. Okay? Now, if someone comes at you and you feel the need to hit him with a stick to protect you and your family, okay, that's reality right now. But that doesn't change the fact that we have to move past that someday if we're going to survive. Because we're not going to survive if the only goal is to like beat into submission those we disagree with. Okay, so that's it. Right. Bye.